In this video, we're going to be looking at how to create individual grade items within your gradebook. In the last video, we looked at creating categories. In this video, we're going to look at creating actual places to hold marks for assessments, like say you had a test or a quiz or an assignment. And this is very similar to the entries in Markbook or in Edsby Gradebook when you would say create a new assignment or test, and then those places would come up within the gradebook to enter the marks. So again, in order to get there, we're going to go to Course Admin and then grades here. Or if you wanted at some point, you could add the grades icon to your Navbar. And we'll show you how to do that in another video, but you just have to click on here and go to Edit Navbar. And it's pretty self-explanatory, but we'll go through that in more detail later. But that just gives you quicker access to the grades as well. So now, once we get into the grades, we have, this is our enter grades screen. But if you go first of all to manage grades, in the last video, we set up knowledge, that was 35%. I set up application thinking and communication categories as well, just so you can see, you could have them all weighted already, adding to 100% before you even start. And you could do that with learning goals as well, if that's the way you are evaluating students. So now though, what we want to do is go new item. So this is the actual item. All right, so choose a grade item type. Do we want this to be numeric, select box, pass fail, or calculated? So you can actually calculate marks based on a whole bunch of other grade items. So you could add up all of them and divide by something or whatever. That's the calculated one. And that's just based on marks they've got on previous grade items. But for the most part, we're going to be going to numeric. That's the mark out of something. So here, numeric, we're going to go, let's say test 1. And if on the test there were multiple categories, let's say there were knowledge and application on the test. I'm going to put knowledge here just so I know when I'm looking at the gradebook. And then short name, I'll go T1K for test 1 knowledge. And this is where we select which category. And now that's going to go into the knowledge category. So the grading is going to be, let's say it was out of 20 points. Right now, weighting, this is where you can specify a weighting if you want, but I'm going to leave that blank because in these categories, again, I selected the option where it's going to auto weight within each of the items. So the items that are worth more will be weighted more. If you want, you can change that again to specify the weight and you would be allowed to do that. But in this case, I'm going to leave it just like that. Default scheme. And that's it. I'll go save and close. So now that test 1 knowledge shows up right there. And that's our grade item. Now let's say test 1 also had that application component. Let's create that one. Again, that's going to be numeric. And test 1 application. T1A, category this time application. We'll say application was out of 17. Again, I'm going to leave that weight blank. You can specify it if you'd like, but I'm going to leave it blank. So it's going to weight based on the number of points. Everything else should be good. Now, rubrics, we are going to go over rubrics in another lesson. That's a whole other thing we're going to go through. Very useful as well. But for now, we're just looking at how do you set this up as a traditional gradebook with your items and just being able to manually enter your marks. So now you can see that we have test 1 knowledge here, test 1 application here, and what they're out of. And right now, they're weighted 100% in their categories because they're the only thing in there. If we were, just to show you how this works,